Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Idrees here and today we have an interesting project. Today I'm working on a PlayStation 4 Slim with a very interesting fault. As you can see, when I press the power button, the console starts for a moment but then shuts down instantly. The customer reported that this PS4 was previously repaired by another technician, but the issue was not resolved. Let's take a fresh look and turn things around. Let's start. So now I will disassemble this console, remove the motherboard and investigate what is actually happening inside. If the heat is not evenly distributed, the solder balls beneath the APU may not form a proper connection, and instead of fixing the problem, it can sometimes create even more issues. Before doing anything else, I need to inspect this motherboard carefully and find the real reason why this PS4 Slim is shutting down instantly. A reflow is not always the solution. Sometimes the actual problem is hidden in the power supply lines, APU power rails, feedback circuits, or other motherboard components. After removing all the necessary parts, the motherboard is finally out in front of me. The first thing I need to do is clean all the dust and contamination from the board so I can inspect it properly. And, as usual, I immediately notice something interesting. The APU area has already been treated with flux and heat. Someone has already attempted a repair here. But I am not sure if this was done using a heat gun or a proper BGA rework machine. Looking carefully at the condition of the flux, it appears that this was done on a BGA machine. You can see the flux has flowed to one side and collected around one corner of the APU. This tells me the BGA machine was not properly balanced during the process. A proper BGA reflow requires a perfectly level machine. Now let's continue testing. Here are the RAM chips on the back of the motherboard. 3 RAM chips are located here, 2 in this area and 3 more on this side. Normally RAM related faults are commonly connected with BLOD problems, but in this case the shutdown happens instantly. So instead of focusing on the RAM, I will check the important power sections. My next step is checking all the coupling capacitors, resistances and bias voltages around the PWM controller and DC to DC converter circuits. I will start from the APU power feedback line. This trace goes from the APU side back to the converter chip. The feedback coupling resistance should be around 500 ohms. After checking it, the reading is correct, so this section is working normally. I compared all the coupling resistances and bias readings with a donor motherboard, but I could not find anything suspicious. However, here I found something interesting. A coupling resistance that normally reads around 47 ohms has changed into a mega ohm reading on the donor board comparison. I will mark this area for future reference. Now, let's confirm the 1 kilo ohms and 120 ohms bias resistor pairs around the APU. Everything is measuring correctly. So far, I cannot find a single faulty component on this motherboard. That means I have to investigate another possibility. Before making any decision, I need to remove all the old flux from the APU and South Bridge area. Sometimes the condition of the flux can hide important details. You can also use thinner or spirit, but make sure it does not contain water or leave moisture behind. I am using isopropyl alcohol and slight heat from the hot air station to soften the hardened flux. Then I carefully clean everything using a brush and compressed air. Now I am checking the APU chip alignment on the motherboard pads, and here I notice something important. The APU does not appear perfectly balanced from all four corners. This could indicate an issue with the solder balls underneath the chip. So I need to perform another reflow, but this time using a properly calibrated BGA rework machine. After completing the BGA process, you can see the difference. The APU is now perfectly aligned on the board, ensuring optimal stability. This improved positioning will significantly enhance the strength of the solder joints, leading to a more reliable connection. Hopefully, this was the actual problem. Now let's power it up and test. I need to connect the HDMI cable directly to the motherboard. Let's turn it on. And yes, the blue light is now stable. And there we have the display output on the screen. The console is alive again. Now I will connect the hard drive and controller to perform a complete test. Because the system was not showing the XMB screen, I needed to enter safe mode. I select the rebuild database option and press the X button. The blinking blue light has now changed into a solid white light. That means the system is booting correctly. This process may take some time. And there we go. The system has successfully booted, the PS4 Slim is fully working again. This was another motherboard level repair. The previous repair attempt focused only on heating the APU, but the real issue was the improper BGA process. A correct diagnosis is always more important than simply applying heat. If you enjoyed this repair, don't forget to subscribe to Idrees Tech for more real console motherboard repairs. Thanks for watching.